was one bright spot to my senior year. It was this girl named Bethany Reed, and her family had just moved from Nebraska to Davis, and we were in AP Calc together, but we had chemistry.
Yeah.
She sat behind me. First day, she's like, hey, what's your AIM screen name? And I was like, oh, it's about to go down. Like, do you want it? Because I could give it to you. Whatever I lacked in real life game, my digital game, bananas.
Oh, bananas.
Status updates, away messages, sub-profile, Boys to Men lyrics. Don't act like you don't like Water Runs Dry. I was a lover. Late at night on AIM, back and forth, bring, back and forth, back and forth. You guys don't know this. Back in the day, some of you guys just in college, Snapchatting with your doggy filter. Back in the day, we used to have to fire up the internet like goddamn cavemen. You know what I mean? It's like, ding, ding, ding. And then if someone picked up the phone, you'd be like, hey, get off the phone. I'm trying to talk to somebody. That's how we would communicate. Late at night, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. One night, she's like, hey, come over. I go over to her place. I bike over to her place, right? I get to her house, white picket fence, McMansion, Ford Expedition, Eddie Bauer edition.
That was a big name back then.
Like,
it's still around, but not as big.
Ding dong, Mrs. Reed opens the door. Her father's this like successful retired judge. Mrs. Reed's like, hey, come on in. Do you want brownies? It's like, hey, I'll have some brownies. Cool. We sit down, we're studying. She's like, hey, stay for dinner. I was like, we just had brownies, but okay. We're sitting there at the dinner table. And now, Mrs. Reed's like, hey, honey, we know so much about Bethany, but we don't know anything about you. What do you like? What are you into? I was like, what? What do I like? Nobody's ever asked me that before. I guess I like acoustic guitar. You should do that. You should follow your dreams. Maybe I will. Maybe I will follow my dreams. Then Bethany's like, hey, we always study at my house. Why don't we study at your house? I was like, What am I gonna invite you over to my house? Be like, yeah, come on in. You walk in, you're like, oh, what language are you guys speaking? You guys watch movies? Who's in the movies? Oh, what's that smell? I'm not gonna open myself up to that ridicule, right? I was like, no, she's different. She's like, yeah, come over, bring. I hit her up late at night. I run downstairs. I was like, Mom, Dad, a school friend's coming over. Everyone here, please be normal. My dad's like, what? We are normal. Samosa, like, kill me. You know what I mean? Banyan, beard. Hasan, we're normal. We're normal. Mara Khandane, go be proud. You should be proud. Who is proud? No one is proud. You're walking around like an Indian rooster. I'm not proud, and no one's proud. We get there. We're sitting. We're on my living room table. We're doing integrals. My mom and dad are, like, arguing with each other in Hindi. My mom's frying pakoras. The fobbiest thing ever. Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum is playing on ZTV. Classic. But it's too much. It's all coming at this girl. It's too much. You gotta ease your way in. She's from Nebraska, right? You know what I mean? Soul Cycle, yoga, then ZTV. Don't just like go into it.
Throw it all in.
So I'm exposed. I'm looking at her. I'm like, please don't say anything. Like, please don't say anything. She looks up from her book. She's like, you know what? This is really nice. We should do this more often. This is really nice. And I look at her and I'm like, oh my God. I love you, my white princess. Like, you see me. You see me through I don't gotta change who I am. Like, I can be me. So we're going back and forth. Her house, my house, her house, my house, her house, my house, her house, my house. One night, we're back. We're on my living room table. We're doing integrals. She closes her book. She's like, hey, it's late. And I'm like, it is late. She's like, I should go home. And I was like, yeah, you should go home. I was like, no, why did you say that? No, that was your chance. Don't do that. And I was like, no, wait, let me walk you out. So I'm walking her out down the driveway. I open up the door to the car. She gets in the car. I'm about to close the door. She rams her arm into the door and leans out the car and gives me a kiss on the lips. Mwah, I love you. Closes the door, drives off into the night without saying a word, like a fucking G. But she knew the rules. She knew the rules. No fun, no friends, no girlfriends. All we had was that stolen moment at the end of my driveway. I know for a lot of you guys, you're like, what's the big deal, man? I was getting hand jobs when I was 9. Not me, not this guy, not you, not you, not you, not us. I was like, what? What does this mean? Are we getting married? I gotta change my pants. We are definitely getting married. This is Shadi.
That's so cute.
Now, my AP Calc class was a very tight-knit group of overachievers, and my Calc teacher, Mr. Pendleton, wanted us to live very well-rounded lives outside of school. So one day, during spring semester, he gets up in front of the entire class, and he's like, all right, you guys are all killing it academically, but I want you to know, there's more to life than just getting into UC Berkeley. And one of the kids was like, I know, like getting into Stanford. He's like, no, you have to live a life worth talking about, which is why I'm making it mandatory for everyone in this class to go to prom. And I'm sitting in the back of the class. I'm like, oh, all 30 of us, we're all going to prom. AP Calc, us, me, Jehovah's Witness girl, Korean exchange students. We're all just gonna dance it up in prom. 30 for 30, all of us, really? I'm crying. I'm laughing so hard, I'm crying. He's like, Hanson, this is not funny, this is not a joke. He walks on the board, he pulls it down. It's a bracket with everybody's name on it leading up to the big dance. It's basically March Madness for nerds. I'm like, whatever, it's not gonna happen, this is impossible. He can't do this. Weeks go by, kids start getting dates to prom. 3 days before prom, he walks over to the board, he pulls it down. Last 2 names, Hasan, Minhaj, Bethany Reed. Class goes nuts. They're like, oh! They're gonna fall! No, we're not. Are we? No. I look at her, I'm like, please don't say anything, please don't say anything. She says nothing, like a G. Bell rings, bring. I'm walking over to my locker. I hear the pitter patter of her footsteps. She's like, hey, wait up. I was like, oh, hey, what's up? Oh, that was crazy back there. Like, how crazy? What are the chances? And she's like, listen, ever since my family moved from Nebraska, you've been my best friend.
Aww.
And you're really special to me. And this year wouldn't be the same without you. So I was wondering, will you go to prom with me? And I was like, yes, my white princess. As soon as I said that, I was like, no, I bit off more than I can chew, right? I was like, no, but wait. You got cards to play, you're good. You're a good kid. Also, remember, parents respect honesty. You've seen this on TV. If you go home and are honest, your parents will be like, hey, even though I disagree with you, I respect your candor. Therefore, I will grant your wish. I was like, yeah, do that. I run home, I was like, Dad, I would like to go to prom. He's like, Hasan, मैं तुम्हारा मुंह तोड़ दूंगा. Which means, Hasan, I will break your face. I was like, do me order, Father. Bethany, situation at home. Father, dearest, doesn't want us going to prom. So here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna sneak out of my room. I live on the second story of the house. I'm gonna sneak out of my room. I'm gonna jump off my roof. I'm gonna somehow land on my bike. I bike over to your place. We dance it up. You jump me back off the bike. I bike back home. I climb back up through the roof. And if I die, well, YOLO. I had a great run.
YOLO.
You're gonna die. So put it on the tombstone. Hasan Minhaj, 4.3 GPA, kissed a white girl. We out here. Night of prom rolls around. I put on the J.C. Penney suit. Spray on the Michael Jordan cologne. 6 puffs. 1 for each championship. You don't want to overdo cologne. Don't be tacky. I'm scaling down the side of my roof. Scraping my knees. I jump off the roof. It's like 20 feet. I jump off. I somehow land. I get on my bike. I'm biking down Montgomery Boulevard. It's beautiful. The sun is setting. It's one of those gorgeous evenings in Davis, right? And I'm biking with my knees bowed out extra wide like this. That way my slacks don't get caught up in the chains of the bike. Right? I'm biking fast enough that way I get there in time, but slow enough that way I don't get those pit stains. So I'm just like, all right, go.
This is really great storytelling,
I've
yeah?
been there a million times. I park my bike. I'm walking up to the doorstep, and I'm about to ring the doorbell. I was like, no, wait, take this in. 30-second timeout. Do you understand what's about to go down? You're about to go to prom with Bethany motherfucking Reed.
Aww.
This is the American dream.
Aww.
This is what Dad fought for. Ding dong.
Ding dong.
Mrs. Reed opens the door. She has this look of concern on her face.
Huh?
And I look over her shoulder. And I see this dude, Jeff Burke, putting a corsage on Bethany's wrist. And she's like, oh my God, honey, did Bethany not tell you? Oh, sweetie, we love you. We think you're great. And we love that you come over and study. But you know, tonight's one of those nights where, you know, we have a lot of family back home in Nebraska.
What?
And we're gonna be taking a lot of photos tonight. So we don't think it'd be a good fit.
Oh. Leave it alone.
Do you need a ride home? You know, Mr. Reed can give you a ride home. And I was like, no, I have my bike. I just biked back home and I played Mario Kart the rest of the night.
Oh.
And that's the nicest I've ever been dressed playing Mario Kart.
Fucking waterworks.
I wish I told you, and I got home, and then I was like, no, fuck that, I'm going to the dance. I didn't. Sad part is I felt bad for being there. That's the embarrassing thing. No, like, who was I to ruin their picture-perfect celebration? No, you've seen movies when I'm like that. Come on, how many times do you see that on screen? And it's not like they were a bunch of toothless yokels yelling, sand nigger from the back of the truck. I could let that just roll off my back. I'd eat off their plates. I'd kiss their daughter. I didn't know that people could be bigoted, even as they were smiling at you. It's hard to understand when you see people saying that they love you, but they're afraid of you at the same time. I didn't know what that meant until that following Monday. During first period, she finds me. She finds me in front of my locker and she's like, hey, listen, everybody's been asking why we didn't go, so please don't say anything. My parents are good people. It's a generational thing. Please don't say anything. And I look at her.
It is a general thing.
Second period rolls around like clockwork. Mr. Pendleton's like, so, lovebirds, what happened? Everybody's been wondering why you guys didn't go. So I'm sitting at my table, I'm like, yeah, what happened? Looking at her. And she just looks down at her book. Now everybody's looking at me. So now I gotta improvise. So I was like, yeah, you know, I decided not to go. I mean, like, dances are overrated, they're not my thing, so I decided, they're cliche, I decided not to go. Then everybody in the class turned and looked at me, they're like, wow, you dick. You stood up the new girl, you're a fucking dick, dude. Thank God Jeff took her to prom, you're a dick. And that's the last time we ever spoke. And, you know, I'm grown, and time has passed, and I don't really think about that day. I mean, I did write a show about it, but like a lot of people. But like a lot of people, right? Like, you move on.